Ayan. Shh, Timmy, wait lang. Okay. Um, remember kanina nag-compute tayo ng boundaries? Yan. Uh, for this one, what we will be doing is we will start off with the lowest class boundaries. Okay? So this will be the basis, or this will be the first, hindi siya tayo mag-interval, but this will be considered as our class mark or our basis for the intervals natin. Okay? For cumulative frequency. So for this one, so 51.5, and so then the next one is 59.5, 67.5. Although in some books, guys, if you're going to look this up in some books, kinukuha nila yung buong eh, class boundaries. Pero dito, we'll just have it simply listed as like this. Okay? So, 75.5, 83.5, 91.5, 99.5. Yan. Okay. So, how do we do this? Ang tanong ngayon dito, do we have any frequencies that are less than? 'Di ba this is less than cumulative eh. Tama, less than. Basta less than cumulative frequency. Okay? So, if it's, do we have anything less than 51.5? Wala, di ba? Kasi yung item natin nag-start sa 53. So, less than 51.5, it's gonna be given as 0. Okay? Now, do we have items below 59.5? Yes, we have, which have actually 2. So, lalagay nyo ngayon 2. Okay? Less than 67.5. Okay? Ilan yung 67, less than 67.5? So, ito, yung nasa frequency, tapos idagdag ninyo tong 2 dyan. So, pag dinagdag niyo yan, you'll have 9. Kasi yan yung frequency below 67.5. Then, here, less than 75.5, ano yung nasa less than 75.5? Ito yon, 6, 7, and 2. So, pag add nyo lang yan, that would be how much? Porton. Christina, ilan to? 6 plus 7 plus 2. Porton, nandiyan ka ba?
15 po.
Ha? 6 plus 7 plus 2?
15 po.
Okay, 15. Then, next one, below 83.5. So, this is going to add all of this. So, ilan na ngayon tayo? Talatag. Mary June, Jane?
25 lang.
Eh,
25.
okay. And then, below 91.5. So, i-total nyo lang itong mga to. That would be, yes, Odenya.
31 po.
Okay, 31. And lastly, below 99.5 is Francine Balading. Tyras, Mary Ann. Wala yata si Balading. Ako, dalawa na. Mahina ata ang net. Sige, Dultra.
40 po.
Okay, so yan. Okay, so yan ngayon yung items natin. Okay, so that is your cumulative, less than cumulative. Okay, wait lang. Okay, so yan. So less than cumulative frequency. Okay, Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna be graphing this now. Okay? Oh, I forgot. We're still gonna be getting the percentage. Now, paano kunin yung percentage? It's also the same thing. Ito naman ang magiging basis ninyo. Divided it with the 100%. Okay, or the number of or the total number of samples that you have in the data set. Okay? So let's add another column here. Hindi na natin i-add dito. So this is CPF, cumulative percentage frequency. So this time, itong cumulative frequency natin is gagawin nating, teka, lagyan natin dito, less than cumulative frequency. Okay. Okay. So 0 divided by 40. So remember, anything that you multiply or divide by 0 is always going to be 0. So 0 siya here. So 2 divided by 40. Miss Bayas. Oh, wala na naman pa rin. Miss Sarmiento, Nika. 2 divided
Ma'am,
by 40
0.05 po.
0.05 po.
times 100. Sorry, percentage natin.
5 po.
5%. Okay? So 9 divided by 40 times 100. Let's call Miss Tolentino. Miss Tolentino. Wala. Miss Kada. Okay, Miss Pasaporte.
22.5 po.
22.5%. Okay. Next, 15 divided by 40. Simbahon.
37.5 po.
20 or 30?
37.5.
37.5. Okay. Next, 25. Alipio. 25 divided by 40 times 100. Yes, Alipio.
62.5.
62.5%. And 31, Marquez, Lynn Grace. 31 divided by 40 times 100. Dultra, go ahead. Dultra?
77.5. 77.5.
Okay.
Ma'am, 7.5.
Mm-hmm. And last, 40 divided by 40. The 100. So, yan. So, this is our cumulative percentage frequency. So, mapapansin nyo palaki ng palaki yung ating values. Now, so those are the different set of columns that are now added into our tables. Okay? So yeah, so we're done with frequency, CPF. So this time, let's talk about the other ways of presenting it. So we have another one, we call that as the histogram. So this is actually similar to a bar graph, that it has the horizontal scale, which is quantitative and measures the data set, and the vertical shows the frequency of the class interval. Now, the only difference is that with the bar graph, there is gaps or spaces in between the bars, while for in histogram, there is no gap at all. Dikit-dikit, 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 dikit sila. Okay? So, yan. So, this is just the steps on how to make a histograph. Yan. So, this is the, usually nilalagyan ng slash there kasi nga po masyadong malaki yung values in relation to the location of zero. Kasi kung if you're going to be honest with the actual spacing here, baka ang layo na nito. So, yung ginagawa nila, nilalagyan niya ng slash. Yung tinuturo sa atin nung LM days or high school days, yung ginagawa niya na lang nila yung ilalim. Yan. Para na signify that there is a space in between them, or there's a large gap in between. Okay? Then the other one is called the polygon. So the polygon is usually formed by joining the midpoints of the top of the successive bars in a histogram with a straight line. So usually this is actually showing continuous change in frequency. Okay, so variants of the polygons are frequency polygons with frequency mark on the vertical axis. Okay, and then horizontal is yung mismong part percentages marked. Okay, so this is just showing doing the class boundaries and the frequency. Yan. So yan. So drawing the x and y axis, x is the midpoints. Okay, kaya nga kino-compute natin yung midpoints natin. And then the frequencies on the y axis. And then connect it. Okay. So yan. So ito yung points ng 102, then 107. Oops. Yan, 102. Yan. Okay. Yan. Now, the other one is the commutative frequency polygon, or also known as the ogive. Now, the ogive usually represents the sum of the frequencies. So, di ba usually pag nagla-line graph lang tayo, yung specific frequency, ito ngayon, you're going to show how much is the growth curve by adding the frequencies together in the distribution. Now, we have the less than ogive and the greater than ogive. So, ang pinagkaiba nila, yung mismong nasa horizontal, you start off with the higher or the upper class boundaries. Then, yung less cumulative, yun yung uh, nasa vertical, while the greater than or ogive is lower class boundaries naman ang nasa horizontal, and then the greater than cumulative frequencies nasa vertical. Okay, so here is an example of the boundaries for an ogive. So yan, so dinagdagan lang natin to. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, less than lagi. Kaya nga nakaset yan, pag ginawa yung chart o yung frequency niya, so you start always with 0. Kasi yung 99.5 dito, wala kang nauna dito eh. Wala kang boundary sa taas. So that's equivalent to 0. Okay? So yan. Okay, then plot it. So yan po. This is usually how it's gonna look like. Now, okay, and if you're going to compute or if you're going to describe your chart, usually align mo lang yan. So let's say yung temperature mo is nasa 105. Yan. Oops. Yan. And it's equivalent to 20 something here. Okay. Now, so what about if we're going to be using this information that we have here? Let's create a chart, a histogram using our frequencies here, and then let's create an ogive. Okay, and yeah, okay, let's do that on Excel. Okay, wait lang ha. Oops. Copying ko lang yung ibang data. Okay. So yan. So edit na lang. So this is our boundaries. This is our CF. Okay. Ano naman natin para maganda. Okay, so given that we have this, let's do a histogram first. Okay, so it's almost similar here. We're going to just highlight the spaces. Okay, yun nga lang, we're not gonna be using these intervals, but for this exercise, we're gonna be use the midpoints natin. Okay, or yung class mark. So insert na lang natin siya, ilipat natin doon. Yan. Then let's highlight this. Okay, so insert chart. Actually, sa chart, guys, meron siyang automatic na histogram. Kaya lang, hindi siya sumusunod dun sa ayos. Tingnan ninyo. Ito yung nakikita kong problem pag ginagawa yan. Oh. Hindi siya umakto dun sa values. It's asking for more details. And if I go ahead and edit this, yan. Sayaw, 'di ba? So, I would, even if I go ahead and select data here, sige, remove natin lahat. Try natin, add X. Ayaw niya, 'di ba? It's not working with us. Okay, the other way that we can actually work on this one is you just use the regular um, bar chart. Okay, the only difference is just you just need to edit some of the key points. So ito, yan, tulad yan kasi kinukuha niya lahat. Yan. Okay? And then, what you're going to do, is mukha pa rin siyang bar graph, 'di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo gawin siyang histogram. So, kailangan magkakadikit yan. Now, para magmakadikit yan is just double click on the bars. So, papasok ngayon yung settings. Then, go to gap width. So, may width siya na 219%. Just simply remove that one, slide it off hanggang mag-0. Then, you now have your histogram. Okay? So, dikit-dikit na ngayon sila. Then, if you want to add more items here, diba? Yan. Okay, if in case man gusto nyo magdagdag ng element sa chart nyo, you could actually do so. Lagyan natin ng trend line. Yan. Okay. Meron tayong edit. Ayaw nyo mag-overlap. Plus, try nga natin. Hmm, ayun yung ano, gusto ko sana yung may kasama, eh, yung may kasamang lines here. Anyways, sige pag-aralan natin. Gusto ko yung may kasi most of the times guys, um, if you're going to go to analysis of data, they would ask for the growth, kung ano ba yung nagiging growth niya. So, pwede natin sana lagyan siya ng additional lines here. Yung katulad ng ginagawa ko kanina, may dinadagdag ako. However, yon yung trend line. So, yan. This is actually the trend line. Yan. Yan yung gusto nila makita ang forecast din eh. Pag naglalagay sila. Yan. Okay? So, yan. Yan yung iba nilalagay nila para makita yung growth and development ng isang uh, dataset. Okay? So, yan. Okay, pero sige, tanggalin na lang natin yon. Yan. So, this is your histogram now. Okay, so the other one is that I mentioned with you is the ogive. Now, for the ogive, hindi natin gagamitin yung frequency for the dataset. Let me just minimize this a little bit. Yan. Okay, then get ogive. Okay, so here, we're gonna be using the community frequency. So, ganun din ang gagawin natin. We just simply highlight the same items here. Okay, then do an insert chart. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna be using a line chart. Okay, now nagdo-double data siya kasi meron siyang trend line. Yan. Okay, so naka-highlight lang yung mismong cumulative frequency. Okay, so same as that, this is your, lagyan nyo na lang, cumulative frequency. Okay, yan. So this is actually already your graph na. Okay, and then you can just simply add the things that you'd like to show as well, your data labels or yan, above. Then also, yan. Okay, so that's how you show your cumulative frequency. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Questions? Violent reactions? Okay, mukhang wala. Okay, so this time, let me just go ahead and discuss with you your assignment. Yan, here. Your assignment and exam, actually, yung assignment and exam ninyo is a continuation of your previous assignment and exams. Hiniwalay ko lang yung ibang components kasi hindi pa natin na-discuss yung iba at para may output din kayo for that particular week. Okay? So here, I'll just go back to this one. And so assignment 4, part 2. So you have here your data set. So you're going to be completing a frequency distribution table using a with 5 class intervals. So alam niyo natin kung ano yung limang class intervals. So kailangan mo lang 5. Okay, then you're gonna show the tally, frequency, mid point, boundaries, RF, less than, and greater than. Pinagkaiba ng greater than, ayan. Okay. So, you're going to use your class, i-rewrite niyo yung class interval ninyo, and you're gonna start with the highest. Okay? While for the less than, as I mentioned earlier, you start off with the lowest. Okay? So, yan. So, babaguhin niyo yung orientation ng ng cumulative frequency niyo if you want to do a highest or lowest in the table. Okay, less than. Ito, this is also another way of showing. Okay, this is also another way of showing yung higher, less than and greater than. Okay. So, more than cumulative frequency, ang ginawa naman niya, siguro ito na lang gamitin niyo yung style. So, you start off with 100, then pababa siya. Okay? Yan. So, ang ano naman doon is more than 5.5 kasi. Kayo kanina lagi tayong less eh. This time, it's more. So, ilan yung mas mataas sa 5.5? Kaya definitely, you'll get 100. Kung 100 yung item sets natin. So, for this one, if you're going to use the one that we have here, yan. So, diba less than to? So, for the greater than cumulative frequency, okay, at what happened here is anything that's greater than 51.5. So, definitely, ang greater than 51.5 is 40. Okay? Then, ilan yung greater than 59.5. So, i-minus mo lang yung 2 sa 40 mo. So, this, pabaliktad ngayon, 38. Okay? Then, here, yung 11 minus 40. So, you're gonna have 22 o 27. Okay, so 27. Pababa ng pababa yan hanggang 0 yung sa baba. So, ito ang kinaibahan nila. Yung isa, you start with a 0. The other one, you start with the whole number or the total. Papunta siya sa 0. Okay? So, if we're going to rewrite this, sige. Sige, ayusin natin. So, less than. So, this is actually less than CF, greater than CF. Okay. So, this is 0 to 9, 15, 25, 31, 40. O, diba? And the other one, you start off with the whole. So, 40. 40 minus 2 is going to be 38. Minus 9 is 27. Then, minus 15, you got 12. Okay? So, ma-minus mo lang na may minus yung elements na nandoon. Wait lang, parang mali yung may minus ko. Dito ako dapat tumingin. So, 38. Okay. 38 minus 7 is 31. Ayun. Minus 6 is 25. Minus 10 is 15. Minus 6 is 9. And 9 minus 9 is 0. Okay, so yan po yung pagkakaiba ng dalawa. Nagets po?
Yes po.
Questions, guys? Okay, sige.
Wala na po, ma'am.
Don't worry guys, as always naman, this is again ina-upload ko sa TBL Hub natin for your reference para hindi kayo nadidikaw. Yan. Okay, so going back to this one, so yun ang gagawin niyo for this particular assignment. And then for the quiz, by the way, let me just go ahead and show you this. Para for those who want to work on it, they can already start working on it. Yan. Now, this is good until Wednesday midnight. Okay? So, pag nag-Wednesday na, close na yan. So, online file submission to submissions only. Okay, then the other one for your quiz, dali lang po yung quiz. Sobrang maning-mani. Yan. So, you have here a table of frequency table. So, ngayon is ganun na. Just gonna identify yung ilan yung class size nila, number of classes, class mark. So, identify nyo kung ano yung hinihingi do sa bawat item sa questions. And you're just gonna be relying here. So, this is 10 points all in all. Okay? So, madali lang po yan. Okay. So, if you don't have any questions, I'll go ahead and end the session. And then I'll see you after na ng midterm exam. Okay? Okay. So, bye class.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye po.
Thank
Bye,
you po.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Po.
Hmm.